The Graham Norton Show studio was alive with anticipation, the lights gleaming off the iconic red sofa. Tonight promised something different, a mix of glamour, insight, and no small amount of controversy. On the sofa sat Dame Helen Mirren, dawnf, and the psychic Lila Hart, all ready to weigh in on the latest buzz surrounding Prince Harry's WellChild charity tour, and the conspicuous absence of Meghan Markle. Graham Norton, ever the master of timing, leaned forward with a mischievous grin as the audience erupted in applause, clearly eager for a segment that promised both laughter and drama. Helen Mirren began with the kind of poised gravity that only she could command. "I've applauded Harry and Meghan before," she said, her voice deliberate, scanning the audience as if daring them to disagree. "I thought she was a breath of fresh air. Bold, intelligent, modern. But this tour? He's honoring carers at WellChild, solo and somber, and where's the Duchess? Hiding behind security fears while he faces the press. Support isn't a repost, it's presence. She's unraveling their so-called perfect 2025 one absence at a time." The audience was silent for a heartbeat, hanging on her words, before applause rippled through the studio, louder with each pause she took. Norton leaned back, eyebrows raised, letting the moment sink in. "From fantastic addition to absent partner?" he asked, his voice carefully measured to keep the tension alive. Mirren didn't flinch. "Yes. Harry is showing up for Britain. Meghan isn't. And people see it. You cannot perform the duties of a duchess from across the Atlantic. Tweets and posts aren't the same as presence. He deserves someone standing by him, not scrolling behind a screen." dawnf, sensing the dramatic weight in Mirren's words, jumped in with a twinkle in her eye, delivering a perfectly timed comedic jab. "Jam for the pain, Helen," she quipped, eliciting laughter from the crowd. "Honestly, if your partner skips your charity event, sometimes a nice spread of strawberry jam is all the therapy you need." She paused for effect, and then added, "Although, to be fair, if Meghan had shown up, she'd probably have brought kale smoothies instead of jam. And we'd still all be miserable." The audience roared, the laughter perfectly balancing Mirren's sharp critique. As the laughter subsided, Norton turned to Lila Hart, the psychic, adding another layer to the discussion. "Lila, what are the Sussex vibes telling us tonight?" he asked, grinning knowingly. Hart closed her eyes, raising her hands as if pulling energy from the room. "Harry is heavy," she said softly, carrying tradition, responsibility, and a certain sadness. "Meghan? She's floating. Separate. Wrapped in a bubble of her own making. The words I hear are, not present. Not aligned." A murmur of intrigue ran through the audience as Norton delivered his classic quip, "So no ghosts of Windsor whispering, 'Bring jam,' then?" The crowd erupted again, laughing, but the underlying sting of truth in Mirren's critique lingered. Mirren leaned back slightly, taking in the audience's response before delivering her final, cutting observation. "I admired her once," she said, calm but precise. "I called her a fantastic addition. But admiration fades when action does not match words. Harry is showing up. Meghan is not. And the contrast isn't subtle. It's seen by everyone, the public, the press, and most importantly, the carers he is honoring. That is what presence looks like. And absence. That is what her bubble life looks like." The audience cheered, some clapping in agreement, others laughing at the clever interplay of past praise against present absence. Norton leaned forward, summarizing with theatrical flair, "Well, there you have it, from the iconic Dame Helen herself, presence matters more than PR. And if you want to join the debate, tweet #MirrenRipsMeghan live. The full segment is up on BBC Yo.